What if the soul closest to hell is not the wicked, not the unbeliever, but the man who is absolutely certain he is already saved?
Padre Pio warned that the greatest spiritual danger is not rebellion against God, but false peace. The quiet confidence that says, "I'm fine. I'm righteous. I don't need mercy." And according to Padre Pio, that lie has destroyed more souls than open sin. He said souls are not lost only through despair or scandal. Many are lost through something far more terrifying: self-deception. One of the most unsettling visions Padre Pio ever revealed was not of a criminal, not of a blasphemer, but of a respectable man who died convinced heaven belonged to him. A man who practiced religion perfectly on the outside, while his heart quietly drifted out of reach of God. Padre Pio never spoke the man's name, but the friars who served him said this vision left him shaken in a way they had never seen. It happened on a bitterly cold night. The chapel was almost completely dark. Only 2 candles burned before the tabernacle, their flames trembling, as if disturbed by something unseen. Padre Pio had been praying for hours when his body suddenly shuddered. Not from the cold. From presence. A soul stood near him. He opened his eyes and saw a man dressed in fine clothing, the appearance of someone admired, respected, perhaps even considered holy. The man stood calmly, confident, expectant, as if awaiting praise. Immediately, Padre Pio felt a deep unease. This soul did not tremble like those from purgatory, nor did it radiate the peace of the blessed. It stood stiff, unnaturally still. Padre Pio later said, "He appeared like a man who believed nothing could be wrong." The soul spoke first. "I am a good man," he said. "I attended Massachusetts. I gave to the poor. I lived morally. I was respected." Padre Pio listened in silence, his heart growing heavy. The man continued listing virtues, habits, accomplishments. But as he spoke, Padre Pio saw something else. A darkness. Not violent. Not dramatic. Subtle. Creeping. Like smoke from a fire the soul refused to see. This darkness did not come from great sins. It came from presumption. From the belief that salvation was automatic. From the comfort of thinking God owed him eternity. Then the man said calmly, "I am ready for heaven." Padre Pio's heart broke. He asked softly, with love, "Did you love God?" The man froze. For the first time, doubt flickered across his face. "I followed the rules," he replied. Padre Pio leaned closer. "But did you love him?" Silence. The confidence cracked. This was the moment truth revealed itself. The man had practiced religion, without surrender. Obeyed commandments, without desire for holiness. Gave charity, without compassion. Confessed sins, without repentance. He treated salvation like a contract, not a relationship. The man looked around the chapel. He expected angels. Light. Glory. Instead, shadows. Then Padre Pio saw what the soul had never faced. Behind the man formed a presence. Not bright like angels. Not violent like demons. Cold. Patient. Quiet. Self-righteousness. It wrapped around the soul like a second skin. A blindness that whispered, "You need nothing." Padre Pio said this presence terrified him more than any demon. Because it did not frighten the soul. It comforted it. The man spoke again, confused. "I obeyed the rules. Why is there no light for me?" Padre Pio answered gently. "Because rules are not God. And you never came to him. The soul trembled. Fear entered for the first time. Not fear of punishment, but fear of truth. You lived as if salvation were guaranteed, Padre Pio said. But you never opened your heart. You never asked for mercy. I was not a sinner, the man insisted. But his voice shook. Padre Pio raised his hand to bless him, praying grace would break through. But the soul stepped back. Not in hatred. Not in rebellion. In blindness. No one, Padre Pio said, is harder to save than the one who sees no need for salvation. The man cried out. Why is God silent? Padre Pio whispered. He has always been here. But you never looked for him. Then judgment opened the soul's eyes. Every dismissed sin. Every nurtured resentment. Every protected pride. Every prayer without love. Every confession without sorrow. Every mass attended only in body. Every grace ignored. They were waiting for him. Why didn't anyone tell me? He screamed. They did, Padre Pio answered. But you believed you had nothing to learn. The chapel grew colder. The shadows closed in. Not violently, but inevitably. The soul reached for Padre Pio's robe. His hand passed through it. He begged for another chance. There was none. Only truth. God, where are you? He cried. A voice answered, gentle, sorrowful, eternal. I was waiting for you your whole life. The soul vanished. Padre Pio collapsed to his knees. Later, he said, I have seen murderers saved in their final breath. But this soul never let God save him. Hell, Padre Pio said, is filled less by sinners than by the self-assured. A sinner knows he is sick. A self-righteous man believes he is healthy. And a soul that believes it is safe never asks for salvation. If this story unsettled you, if it made you uncomfortable, that discomfort may be grace. Subscribe to Vision of the Saints. Because tomorrow we share another vision that heaven allowed to be revealed, so souls would not be lost by thinking they were already saved.